Alright, what is up guys? My name is Brian and I work by the artist name of Lofi. Okay, so we're here. This is where Lofi starts really being, goofy. So the other songs I did breakdown on before this were like learning steps. They helped me find my style, find out what worked, find out what didn't work. And then for the song that I'm gonna break down in this video, I just like used everything I knew so far, plus more. So for this video, I'm gonna break down a song called The Reason I Wanted To. And yes, it does use samples. Like I mentioned in the last video, it's gonna use actually a lot of samples. But I don't think like the samples are the core of this song. Actually, like when I was making this song, I didn't put in the samples until like the very end. But yeah, I want to cover as much as possible about this beat, so let's get to the breakdown. Alright, so before we start, let me show you a part of the song. So you guys see there's two parts here. There's this part and then there's this part. So this part is me trying to recreate the beat, and then this is just like what I downloaded from SoundCloud. And I had to recreate the beat again because, I was working on the demo version when I was making this. I think this is the last time though, because I think for the next video, I actually bought the FL Studio, so I still have my project saved. But yeah, I think this is gonna be the last time where I have to like recreate a beat. But yeah, so I was trying to recreate this beat, but like I couldn't. I kind of expected that because this beat's a lot more complicated. I remember when I was working on this that I was trying out so many different things that I don't even remember what I did anymore. So what I figured I would do for the video is I would show you guys what sounds I use, but then I would actually like do like a breakdown on this part with the actual song. So I'm going to show you guys what sounds I use. I have the first bass. I have the second bass. I have the guitar, and this is a sample from Splice. And then I have these vocals. I'm gonna just show you what the full vocal is. I only used like a part of it, but this is the full vocal pattern. So what I did was I took only the first part of that pattern and then I separated it into two parts. So I have this normal part here. And then I have this part right here, which is like an octave lower. And then I just like alternate between those two. And then I have the drum loop. And then I have the ambience. So the background ambience is from Somatics, it's from the Cobra kit. All the other samples are from Splice. By the way, if you guys can afford to spend like a few bucks a month on getting Spliced, I would highly recommend it. Because I actually had a phase where I was using Splice a lot. Like actually it was like becoming like 90% of my songs where all I would do is just put Splice samples together to make a song. And I wouldn't do that now, but maybe using one or two definitely helps find the direction that you're going for. So that's all I'm gonna do for showing you guys the sounds. Okay, so now that you guys know what sounds I use, what I really want to get into for this song is actually like the effects, the transitions, and the overall just vibe you get when like you're hearing this. Because as much as like I feel like the melody and just stuff like that is important for the song, sometimes like what determines a song is just like the atmosphere and the vibe itself. So let me show you guys an example. So this is the part, this is like a transition from like the intro part with the guitar to like the drop. So if you guys noticed, over here, it's very light, ambient, and then you get the underwater, like it's literally like a body falling in the water sound effect. So you have that, and then it goes into like the heavy, like chaotic, just bass right here. So when I was making the song, the first time I heard the background ambience from this Cobra kit, I knew like what kind of vibe I was going for. You know, I wanted like this sad, exhausted, tired, about to give up, that kind of vibe. So back to the transition. If you guys ever saw like Naruto Shippuden, there's an intro song or an opening called Diver. I'll show you guys like pictures. The visuals in that song is what I'm trying to go for. I think if I remember correctly, in that opening, there's parts where he's just like sinking down into the ocean, giving up, you know, don't know what to do. And then there's parts where it gets super intense and he's thrown into reality, you know, it's like chaotic. I guess what I was going for is like over here before the drop, it's like his hopelessness, he's just sinking down, don't know what to do, until like he's thrown into reality where he's like faced with all this like problems and stuff. And then over here I have the same thing. So you're in the heavy bass, you're in the reality, and then you dive briefly back down for like a sense of peace, and then you get thrown back, and then everything's crazy again. So I'll show you guys. So as you guys saw, you know, there's the body dropping effect again, and then there's like little bubbles, and then it's like air bubbles, you know, coming out of your mouth, and then you just get thrown back to reality. It's very dark stuff, actually. Yeah, sorry if I'm making you uncomfortable. And overall, this vibe kind of relates to the title, The Reason I Wanted To. The title actually comes from a Japanese song called The Reason I Want to Die, except that song is actually like very happy. It's not happy, it's like a very like, it's like a crying while you're laughing type of happy slash sad. It's like a, but yeah, so because that song was like a lot more different than what I expected when I first heard the title, this is my own, like, I guess, take on the song. Ignoring all the sad parts, like, what I'm trying to say is, I think it's very important to have like an idea or like some kind of story in your head when you're like making songs. But yeah, that's it for the breakdown. Alright, so that was it for the breakdown. I know if you guys were looking for like what plugins or like what sound effects to use to get these lo-fi sounds, this video wasn't exactly helpful, but my point here is that sometimes rather than like going for like the best, you know, catchy melody, all that you need is just a vibe. And especially for like chill songs like lo-fi, sometimes the overall vibe of the song is just as important as like a good melody. But yeah, I guess like people kind of understood what I was trying to do with this song, which is why it did so well. A YouTube channel called Yugen featured this song, I think a couple days ago actually, and then on SoundCloud it did really well too. So I'm glad that people are like getting what I'm trying to do with this, or hopefully they understand. Actually, I don't know. But yeah, that's it for the video. I know it's like a short video, there's not too much to get from this, but I hope you guys get the message that I'm trying to send with the production side and everything. Feel free to be creative. Put sound effects, whatever that gets you an image in your head. Yes, you know, you could go for like the classic, you know, intro, middle, outro, done, and then that would be your song. You can have 10 of those, or you can have like one song where it's like there's a story, there's a vibe, you know, you really feel those transitions, you really feel those sound effects. Cause I feel like, in my personal opinion, those are the types of songs that like stay with you longer. But yeah, so for the next video is like the climax. I'm going to be covering a very big song of mine. If you guys have been following me around for a while, you should know what I'm talking about. And I don't have to recreate the beat, so it should be a little easier for me to make the video too. But yeah, that's it for the video. I would also really appreciate it if you guys subscribe to the channel and leave a like for this video. It really does help me a lot knowing that there are people who like enjoy watching these content. Thank you for watching.